And so I think it's always a good thing for us to get together as ambassadors, those of you who are ambassadors, for us to hear testimony. It sparks me on just to hear what Plexus has done in other people's lives. And so I think we do have some testimonies. Renee's going to share hers. She said, oh, everybody's heard about it. It never gets old. So she's going to share that. She's going to start us off.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know they do have water in the back now if anybody's thirsty. So I know I was. Let's see, I started Plexus back in June 15th of 2012. I was 205 pounds. Miserable, depressed, irritable, anxiety, you name it, I had it. I was just, it was bad. And I started it to lose weight. That was my whole beginning. And what it's done for me and my family has been a life-changing experience that I don't ever want to take back, because it has, I'm sorry, it saved my husband's life. I hate to say it, but it has. I don't want to say it has. My testimony, of course, 205 pounds, miserable. So I started Plexus, first month on it. I'm like, yeah, I lost 15 pounds. That was great. But I didn't think anything was really, I was feeling better, but I didn't really see what was actually going on in my body. So I actually stopped taking that ProBio 5 because I didn't think it was helping me. And it was tremendously helping me. When my husband told me, it was a couple of days or 3 or 4 days after I ran out of that ProBio 5, I was irritable, cranky again, and loud, yelling at my daughter, yelling at my husband. He goes, I don't know what kind of funk you're in. He goes, but you better do something. And I thought, I wonder if that ProBio 5 really, truly helped my irritability, helped my, I'm OCD irritable, so I can clean my floor for 3 hours and it's still not clean. So that's how bad I am. But, everybody asks me that. Do you want to come to my house? Here it is, my before picture. I was a chunky kid. I grew up fat. But what Plexus has done for me, besides helping me with the weight loss, 78 pounds to date, it has helped me with my irritability, my depression, but I had this chronic shoulder pain. I had to go get steroid shots in my shoulder because it hurt so bad. So I hated it. I worked at Circuit City at the distribution and I did repetitive work. I wore that bone smooth out. So I had to get shots in there. I had to get something cushioned from the bone to bone. And so that's what I did. Well, since I've been on Plexus, I have not had to go get a steroid shot. It's amazing.
What else products do you take?
I take the ProBio 5. I did the Slim faithfully and the Accelerator faithfully for 5-6 months, lost 60 pounds. And then I do ProBio 5 and the Cleanse faithfully now. Here's another fat picture of me. But another thing, the amazing thing that is done for me is my bladder problem. I had a major bladder problem and the doctors didn't know what to do for me. I went to the urologist. I was the youngest person at the urologist and I was embarrassed out of my mind. I had this bladder problem, I was leaking. It's kind of embarrassing, it's kind of too much information, but I don't know what else to say. But what it did for me is amazing. The Slim, the ProBio 5, and the Cleanse. I do believe the ProBio 5 is the most thing that helped me with my bladder problem, but I no longer have this bladder problem. I was hurting so bad, doubled over in pain, went to the urologist. He told me, the doctor told me after we did the surgery, we did an exploratory surgery to see what was wrong with me because we did not know. He told me he'd never been stent before. That was his words that came out. He told my husband and my mom that while I was still in recovery. He did not know what was wrong with me. So live with this bladder problem and wear pads for the rest of my life. 4 months with the Slim, the ProBio, the Cleanse, and the Accelerator. I did the Accelerator. 4 months with that, I noticed I did not have a leaking problem. It was just so much better, and I'm just happy because now I don't have to wear them. Sure. So.
Anybody else? Katie?
I became a Plexus ambassador on the 10th of July this year. In February of 2007, I was in a serious automobile accident in Elmore. My life changed at the snap of a finger. Coming within an inch of losing my life, I had 2 serious spinal injuries, which it took almost a year to have the first surgery to repair the torn disc. And then it took 3 years to have surgery to correct the C5 disc that was collapsed on my spinal cord. But during this time, I was a professional dog groomer, and I had my grooming shop in Lone Grove, and I had a $100,000 business the day of my automobile accident, and I watched that business completely deteriorate and go downhill to the point of closing the doors in December of 2010 because I was not able to do the physical work anymore. And so now I was staying home and trying to adjust to staying home and figuring out what I was going to do to keep myself busy. So I have dairy goats, and I raise goats, and I know goats. And Ralph said to me, "You're going to have to go to work. You're going to have to get a job. I don't make enough money to support you." It's like I'm home every day. I'm not spending any money. And out of desperation, knowing Chris, I walked into farmer's market and I said, "Do you have any job openings?" And he says, "Well, Judy, what's the matter? Do you need to go to work?" And it's like, yes, but I cannot tell you that I could stand there and check groceries for 4 hours. And I said, "I have physical limitations." And he said, "Well, come back here with me." He takes me in the back room and he hands me this catalog. And he said, "You need to talk to my wife." And he says, "You take this catalog home and you read it and you pray about it." He says, "I think there's something in here that will help you." So what has helped me is this page right here. Because in September of 2009, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Now, rheumatoid arthritis starts out in your hands and your feet. And I always said after the accident, okay, where am I going to be in 5 years? Well, 5 years has passed, and this is where I am. And I lost faith in the Oklahoma doctors and ended up going to Dallas. But it cost me $100 a month every time I had to make the trip to Dallas to see my doctors. And then you get to the point when you're not working, you can't afford to make that trip to Dallas. And so this is what I was looking at. Arthritis is inflammation. And if you can't control the inflammation, you can't get rid of the pain. When I would wake up in the morning and stand up, my feet felt like clubs, and they hurt just making that first trip to the bathroom to go pee. And then during the night when you sleep, your hands go numb. You get a kink in your neck, and then you're hurting. And so I started taking the Plexus Slim, the Accelerator, the BioCleanse, the ProBio 5 and the Fast Relief products. And immediately within the first week, I was pain-free. In April, I changed all my records to the local rheumatologist in Ardmore, and the first thing he did is he put me on methotrexate and prednisone, and I blew up like a balloon. I weighed 165 pounds, and I'd never been that heavy in all my life. And on day 9, I stopped taking those products, and I realized solely on Plexus. Now, last week I had a pretty serious flare-up. It was like I started hurting all over again. And it's like maybe the dosage isn't right. And so I wrote Dr. Harris an email directly to him. And I explained what my symptoms were. And I said, you know, there's possibly 3 things that you can give me answers for. Do I need to increase my dosage? You know, what do I need to do? And I got the most wonderful email back from him. And he itemized exactly what I needed to do, how that I needed to start taking the nerve, I needed to take the X factor. And then he had 2 additional products, True Blue and Modula Care. And so I went to the health food store to see if I could find the Modula Care, and they don't carry it, and we only have one health food store in this town. So I will go back to him and buy these products from him. The fast products have been a lifesaver for me. I tell people I do not want to be tied to pharmaceutical medication. Number 1, if you don't have good insurance, you're not going to be able to afford it. Number 2, Obamacare is very scary. None of us have any idea what is going to happen in our future. If supplements will keep us from having anything to do with Obamacare, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. I know several doctors, and it's scary for them. They don't have the answers or even know what's going to happen.
Thank you, Judy.
Those testimonies are amazing. Thank you for sharing them with us. And the next thing we're going to do is to introduce our products. And so the Slim and Accelerator. So if I was going to, for ambassadors, this is what I would do. I always want to talk about the products and tell them exactly what they do. And this is Plexus Slim. Plexus Slim is, do we have any mixed up?
We don't. We can get some of
Yeah, sure. Plexus Slim, it's like a little crystal-like packet. Have you ever seen it? Mm-hmm. Has everybody here tasted it? Has everybody tasted it? Okay. No. I think that everybody tasted it.
And I have. Okay.
So, Plexus Slim, this is always something that I find very interesting, is Plexus Slim wasn't made for weight loss. Did you know that? Plexus Slim was originally designed for type 2 diabetes. When it was tested, every single person that was tested, guess what? Every single person, some more than others. And in this world that we live in, that is a huge thing. Safe, effective weight loss, all natural. Well, listen, what do you think the people who made this thought? They thought, wow, we need to market this as Plexus Slim. That's where it gets its name, Plexus Slim. It was originally made for diabetes, but this is what Plexus Slim does. It is going to help control your blood sugar levels, your blood pressure, cholesterol, lipids, triglycerides. I have seen people who had blood work done, and then after taking Plexus for a few months, they have blood work done again. Amazing. I read about this. People tell me about this. I've seen it with my own eyes. Amazing product that's getting all kinds of wonderful results. Now, Plexus Slim attacks the fat cells. So it's going to attack, you don't have to worry about it attacking your the meat, you just want the fat gone, right? Did you know that, 10 pounds of fat is like this much? 10 pounds of muscle is not very much. So I say that to say sometimes we're all caught up with the scales and what the scales say, and we become obsessed with that. But so many people, the scales don't move, but guess what they're doing? They're shrinking. The fat cells are being eliminated. This attacks the fat cells. There's no caffeine, no stimulants. It's not a meal replacement. So that is huge. Very easy to do. I travel a lot, and I just have these little packets. Almost anywhere you go, you can find some water, a bottle of water, shake it up, and drink it. Very easy to do. And this is the thing, guys. Our company is so proud of their product. They offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. Do you think that they believe in the product? I think so. So Plexus Slim, amazing product. It also helps with the binge eating. My husband, I'll just tell you real quickly, when I started this, the main thing was he had gained a lot of weight, and he couldn't lose this weight. So I go to Jenny and say, I think we're going to do this. I've been watching the testimonials, and I decided we were going to do that. He was. So I was going to help him out. But this was his comment after not very long at all. I knew I needed to do something, but I had no control. I couldn't do anything about it. This helps the binge eating, okay? This helps you, your cravings and that sort of thing is going to be under control. You've got willpower over your food. Food no longer rules you, okay? And that is amazing. Now, after the Plexus Slim was out for a couple of years, there were people who were reaching a plateau, and the maker of Plexus Slim, Dave Brown, he also made the accelerator. And these products go together. It does exactly what it says it does. It's going to accelerate what this does. It's going to cause the weight loss probably to come off a little bit faster. It gives you energy. So if all of you have taken this product, you feel good. It is not something that makes me feel like this though, that jitter, that nervous energy. That's not at all what it does. It just makes you feel alert. Amazing products, side by side, together, we're going to get fabulous results. The next product that we want to talk about is the ProBio 5 and the Cleanse. And Renee, you may want to jump in there on that, but I'm kind of like you on that. I love this product. If I had to pick a favorite product, this is amazing. It's doing amazing things for people's lives. My dad's a diabetic. So it is changing people's lives. People who are taking insulin, some of them are taking no more from this.
My husband is in this room, 3-shot. That's what I was trying to say in my testimony. He is going to live 3-shot insulin diabetic a day, sometimes 4, scared me to death, could eat a box of donuts, sorry babe. He's off all of his insulin and his medicine.
That's amazing. So we're seeing people, yes, it's amazing. We are seeing people who are taking prescription medicines no longer have to be dependent on that. Prescription medicines, I go to the doctor, so I'm not saying that I don't. But I think we have to be so careful what we're putting in our body because sometimes they're helping with one thing but hurting another. These are all natural plant-derived products. There are no preservatives in them. So any of you guys jump in there if you want to add something. The next product that I want to talk about, and that's the ProBio 5. Amazing product. Do you want to talk about it? Okay, you jump in there if you want to. But people's lives are changing. I know people